Hi, my name is Chad Roy with Cleanway Services. I want to talk about black mold today. There's a lot of black mold videos that are out there on the web, but I want to make sure that you guys have the right information. I'm not just a general contractor. We do have a company that's a restoration company that deals specifically with mold remediation, and also construction and building envelopes. Myself, I am a specialist in the mold remediation field and mold identification. So we want to bring mold testing to a real affordable way for you guys to find out whether you indeed have mold and what type of mold you have for only $10. And I'll get to that in a minute. First of all, I've been in the industry for 21 years. I started when I was 19, I'm 40 now, and I've done so much research on not only why mold grows, but what the health effects are related to mold exposure, what it can do to you, what it can do to your house, and the indoor environment altogether. So to start with, so you know that I'm a specialist and not just some contractor that is talking about mold. You've seen the mold licker out there. We want to get him, throw him off to the side. So this is real. So our business is, one of our businesses, we have many companies, we're located in Vermont, is Cleanway Services. It's one of our brochures. Just so you know that we're a legitimate company. We're Better Business Bureau. You can see Cleanway Services. We're a 2013 award winner for our quality and our excellence and our dedication to individuals. We're also, we had back in 2010, 5 years ago, Cleanway Services 2010 Outstanding Employer and Community Partner Award. Some of my specialty degrees is through the RIA, a well-known restoration association, mold remediation project supervisor, also a well-known restoration accreditation, IICRC, where we're certified through anything from water damage to mold remediation and mold supervision. And we took it another step further, because not only did we want to be a mold specialist, we wanted to be mold identifiers, so we know what type of mold that we're dealing with. So we attended McCrone Research Institute, and here's our certification or accreditation: indoor air quality, fungal spore identification. That makes me a mold analyst, so I can read the samples and tell you what type of mold that you have. So that being said, you can see I have our portable lab set up here, and this is typically what we bring to the home environment. Now we have our microscope. This is one of our microscopes that we use, and I have a camera set up. And what you see on the screen now, I'll move this around so you can see it's live and it's real. So this particular type of mold is what Stachybotrys, or the black mold, looks like underneath the microscope. Now a lot of people think that mold is a plant, and that's totally wrong. That's what makes it dangerous. This particular type of mold, it is a living organism. These here, has an outer shell, and then inside is a living nucleus. And now these, not all mold is dangerous, but black mold, Stachybotrys is, along with some other indoor molds that you'll find, which is Penicillium or Aspergillus is a common indoor mold. Some of the research that we have done comes from not only McCrone Institute, but here, sampling and identify allergens, pollens, and molds. Now I'm going to open this book, and I'll kind of give you an idea. If you look here, these are some other different types of molds that are non-problematic for the most part, and what they look like underneath the microscope. Every mold is shaped like a different seed. This textbook here is about $1,800, and it's rare. It's hard to find one. So if you have one you want to sell, be happy to buy it. And our other textbook, so you know what we're talking about, fungal contamination, both on commercial losses or commercial buildings and residential. See how thick that is? We had to study this entire thing, plus a number of other books, in order to pass our accreditation and our certification. And there's so much information in this textbook related to mold. Just in a sample that we know what we're talking about. So how do you test for mold? It's going to be simple. The cheapest test out there now, if you go to Home Depot, is you buy a Petri dish, and it's about $20. So what happens? You put that Petri dish out, and it starts growing mold. So you don't know what type of mold it is, and you spent $20, and then you have to send it into a lab, and you pay another $65 or so for a lab report. Well, that's not the case here. Once again, for $10, I'll show you how to send a sample in to us, and we'll give you a mold analysis report of what type of mold it is, as well as email support on what might be causing it, as long as you have communication with us with photos and everything. Let me show you. So I'm going to get a glove on. We recommend that if you do testing, I'm not responsible for any type of ailments or sickness that you may have, so you do this at your own risk as far as taking a sample. So it's real simple. You take Scotch tape and make sure it's clear. It can't be the obscured tape, okay, or packing tape, but it has to be clear Scotch tape that you can see right through it. Very important. So you double it over like that, so the sticky part's facing the wall. And so say I think that this is mold because it's black and it's on my wall in my bathroom. So I'll take it and you push it against it. Dab it a few times. And then you come over, take a plastic baggie. It doesn't have to be one this big. It could be just a regular sandwich bag. And you want to stick the tape sample on the bag and then just label where you took it from, whether it be a piece of furniture, a bathroom wall, a carpet, anything like that. And then I'll take it, I'll receive it back here, P.O. Box 4086 in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. And I'll open the envelope and I'll take it and I'll peel it off from the envelope and I'll transfer it to one of our slides. And from there, I'll put it underneath the microscope and we'll identify what type of mold it is, and then I'll email you back the report on what type of mold that you have. It's a fairly simple process, but there is a lot of expertise behind it. We can do indoor air quality sampling as well. Unfortunately, that would require us to go out in the field and use a device like this air pump with a microcassette that we capture air. At least this way, instead of paying me $75 an hour to come out to your house, as an industrial hygienist rate would be, or $45 for a water restoration company to come out, $10, you can do the sample and have email support from an expert. Now, some health effects related to mold exposures. The typical thing that we see are hay fever type symptoms. Stuffy nose, watery eyes, even some skin itching has been common with individuals that are living with mold. Some other health effects that we've seen are severe headaches, nausea, upset stomach, tiredness. That's more associated with this Stachybotrys mold. Now, the way that the mold works, this particular mold, Stachybotrys, has releases what they call, when it feels threatened, mycotoxins. And if you research mycotoxins, they can be dangerous and poisonous, like poisonous gases. Also, some things that mold release are what they call MVOCs, microbial volatile organic compounds. Now, just like gas releases VOCs, so say I'll go down to my basement here and I'll dump a can of gas on the floor. Even though the physical gas is down there, the VOCs could be giving me a headache up here and creating a problem. Likewise, the MVOCs from mold, the mold could be growing downstairs or in another location or inside the wall cavity, but releasing those microbial volatile organic compounds, giving you headaches or making you feel sick. So it's important to do this type of testing, especially if you think that you have mold, especially if you've had a water leak or a damp basement. A way to look for mold, I'm going to show you a way to look for it closer. You take a flashlight, a bright flashlight, and instead of looking at the surface, you look across the surface. You see how that dust is there? I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but looking at it like this, you can't see it. But looking at it like this, I can see the dust. And it's not going to look like dust. It's going to look spotted, almost like felt, and it's going to be blotchy. And you want to look on your furniture legs, because that's typically where it grows, is towards the base of your furniture, the base of your kitchen table, the base of some wooden surface. And it's going to be hard to see it on fabric. So you want to either test drywall or test wood. I can read carpet samples and whatnot, but it's going to be harder for you to see whether that is the case. So once again, Chad Roy, a mold expert, a moisture management expert as well. Not only can we physically talk about water damage, but I can help you with moisture evaporation through the structure of your home that might be causing a mold problem. So for testing and support, $10 to Chad Roy, P.O. Box 4086, St. Johnsbury, Vermont 05819. My email is chad@cleanwayservices.com. So don't forget your contact information. That's very important. If you don't have an email, make sure your address is there so we can shoot you a report back of what type of mold you have and some different links to where you can find health effects related to that particular type of mold. So thanks for watching, and we hope that we can help and hope this has been helpful. So have a good day.